What's up, everybody? And once again, I've been late on the reviews, but we gotta come with this Monday Night Raw review. I still need to put my Ring of Honor review, Final Battle in, and pretty much put the last episode of TNA Impact Wrestling in the Destination America era before they moved to Pop TV on January the 5th, folks. But Monday Night Raw, holy crap. You'd think it would get good last week because of Vince McMahon being on there. That's probably why the ratings even went up. But we've gone back to the status quo, and Minneapolis, they got, for some reason, keep getting these horrible shows like the Slammys, and if you remember the Hogan thing last year, the Slammy Awards, folks. Whew, good God. After recapping last week of Roman Reigns winning the belt, Stephanie McMahon came out talking about her 70-year-old father taking a Superman punch and Triple H being assaulted by Roman Reigns. As Reigns came out to the ring, she pretty much looked at him and stuff, and Reigns says, "I'm having a good night. You're having a good night. These fans having a good night. And yeah, it's the Slammy Awards, and I'm the new WWE champion right now." And so I don't sweat your father, he says, and I definitely don't sweat your husband Triple H. And nobody hasn't seen him since TLC, but since kayfabe doesn't exist anymore, Triple H pretty much showed a few days later at the NXT takeover thing in London, so he was never really hurt. Reigns pretty much told Stephanie tell Triple H that I'm carrying the gold around here. Nobody can stop him. But Stephanie went on and says, get out of my ring. And then pretty much Reigns says, they don't want me to leave. Get out. They don't want me to leave. And they kept chanting, no. Well, they don't want me to leave. And Stephanie just pretty much sounded like the little kid, as Reigns pretty much went on to say, as Stephanie went on a tantrum and says, how dare you turn your back to me, get back in this ring. And then she says pretty much, I'm going to hurt your family tonight. Your cousins, the Usos, will go against the New Day in a handicap match, which doesn't really make much sense. I don't see how that goes against them. And Dean Ambrose will be going against Sheamus in a steel cage match tonight, which still, I don't see how this hurts them in any way. Okay, a handicap match and a singles match. This isn't really unfair or anything. This doesn't really do that much. I don't know, Roman Reigns, I don't know, I'd still say that, that Philadelphia crowd just wasn't the same like it was at the Royal Rumble. I think you know who the smart fans are, and the casual fans. I think last week was just the casual fans, why these people even liked Roman Reigns last week. So I think he got lucky again this time in Minneapolis also, as pretty much they cheered for him and were kind of behind him. But I guess since it's Stephanie, because last week they're really cheering for Vince. But pretty much Slammy Awards, and get ready for the breakout star of the year, Ziggler announced. Neville. What has Neville done to become the breakout star? As he came out, what is Neville really? He's the man that created forgot, folks. The man that created forgot. He said, I appreciate it, but then Kevin Owens came out, who really deserved the award, which pretty much, he says, Neville pretty much, he says, I should have this award. You done nothing. And Neville pretty much said, whatever, and walked off. And pretty much looked at him and said, really? He says, I beat John Cena on my first day here. I won the Intercontinental title and told Ziggler, you should get the Has-Been of the Year category, he says, because you've done nothing. And then Ziggler pretty much attacked him, and the referees broke him up. And people, this is kind of true. If this was a shoot, Kevin Owens is right. He did beat Cena on his first night here. He did win the Intercontinental title. Neville just walked away, didn't even back up anything he said, and just walked off from Kevin Owens. But Kevin Owens has a point. Like, Kevin Owens is really the breakout star he is. And then you look at all those nominees, I don't know who else is in. Like, who was it? Strowman and others, or Charlotte. But Kevin Owens killed it. He had a great year. I know they don't count NXT or nothing like that from becoming NXT or winning the NXT belt. But yes, on his first night in the ring at Elimination Chamber, he beat John Cena. Sure, he lost in the end, but he won the Intercontinental title, so he should get it. Bray Wyatt went against Kane, which now has popped back from somewhere again. Went against Kane and stuff. Bray Wyatt. Pretty much that match ended DQ since the Wyatts weren't involved, and then Team ECW came out. There was an ECW chant, pretty much the Dudleys and Tommy Dreamer, and once again they went against the Wyatts and lost to them. This is what, the third time they've lost to the Wyatts now? And so I don't even know why Kane was even out. I don't know why this feud still continuing. I thought the Wyatts already won, but I guess they're still continuing this thing. don't know where they're going with it. And I guess Kane is now part of it for some reason. Santino being back, talking about the LOL moment of the year, which I guess Truth won and accepted it and chased Santino off the stage. I guess Mick Foley is still part of his company since he did a pre-tape thing after he was talking hella shit about the company. I don't know, Mick Foley should have kept doing that, but since they want to hire his kids, I guess he's going to have to learn how to keep his mouth quiet. Paul Heyman came out to talk about the OMG of the Year award. And I think Brock probably was going to get it or something. I thought people thought Brock was going to get it, but I don't know why they keep saying the fans vote. The thing that got me when they tried to say it was 3.4 million fans that voted for the award, but that was never gonna happen. I don't think these votes are rigged. We know this show is rigged, and they just make the stupidest choices ever. But pretty much, Kalisto won with his little Salino del Sol off the ladder, which makes sense in a way. I thought Brock would have got it for destroying things throughout the year, but I don't know. I heard the people say in Minneapolis they were bored with the show. Nothing was happening, and I guess the Lucha chant got them somewhere, but some people believe they deserve a WrestleMania after going through all these horrible holiday shows throughout the years. They do deserve a WrestleMania when you look at it. Live SmackDown was going to be next night. Triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship. Ambrose, Ziggler, and Kevin Owens Tuesday. That was going to go down as pretty much then Kevin Owens went against Ziggler. Kevin Owens won, which was pretty much a good match, I'll give it that. Stephanie McMahon came out, and I got no reaction, and Urge came to talk about the Superstar of the Year, which I looked at anybody give me nominated. Then when you look at the video package of who's all in this thing, like all these guys were nominated from Lesnar to Taker, Kane, Sting, the Wyatts, which done nothing really. Undertaker kicked everybody in the nuts. Kane, I have no idea what he's done. Bray Wyatt loses every match. John Cena's John Cena. Sheamus, who cares? Reigns just won the belt. And the person that won, that was very surprisingly that was there, was really the only man that's not even on the active roster, but people were happy to see him, was Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins actually showed up on crutches, came out, and was there anybody else that is, and I will agree, Seth Rollins did deserve it. Even though he was been booked like an idiot, he was interesting to watch when he was the world champion. And he says in 2016 he will redesign Seth Rollins and he will build himself back up, because could be all gone tomorrow and just disappears like that with one wrong landing. So Seth Rollins was back, and he was really the only unexpected return there tonight. And we're going to get to everybody from that getting awards and not even being on the show. This is going to be that crazy, so I'm going to get to that. Next week, John Cena will be back. Since his disappearance, he will go one-on-one with Del Rio next week. I don't know if it's for the title, but he will go one-on-one with him. Del Rio went against Swagger. Del Rio won, and then they beat him up. They beat up Swagger after the match. Mark Henry came out to give us the Hero and All of Us award, and I don't know, I think Titus O'Neil should have got, because he doesn't really like the help. But John Cena won the award and was not there to accept it, even though he returns next week. No recorded message, no nothing from Cena. Henry just accepted the award on his behalf. But even though John Cena shows up next week, just doesn't make sense. They had Santa come out, or not Foley this time, but Bo Dallas for the surprise return from the Dudleys, which really got a big pop. Jericho, Del Rio, Kane, and Sting. Sting won, but Sting did not show up. Once again, Sting was not there to accept the award, even though all of Sting, I don't know what his surprise was. He showed up the same night as the Dudleys, but replacing the Seth Rollins statue and then coming in, which they really murdered Sting this year, to be honest. And what was Sting doing? We don't know. New Day was in the ring, which I am very surprised with this award. This is how stupid it can get also. They didn't even get Tag Team of the Year. You get the Usos, the Tag Team of the Year, and since they've been gone, like what, WrestleMania when Jey Uso hurt himself? They didn't come back till like last month. What have the Usos done this year? Tag Team of the Year? What a joke. The New Day was the most dominant tag team of the year. The New Day is just really the biggest tag team around this company right now. So you can't really doubt that. Give it to the Usos, who barely in the end of the year. What a joke this show is. And then the New Day were going to go in there, spoiled ending to Star Wars almost, but Kofi stopped them as the New Day then went against the Usos, since it was a handicap match, and the Usos beat the New Day. So I don't know what the hell was going to hurt them. And here's another horrible thing that just happened. Truth came out to show the Diva of the Year, which we thought Paige won. But since WWE has to be so retarded, and it's people from Paige, Sasha Banks, Naomi, Nikki Bella, unfortunately, Charlotte, we for some reason we just gotta do the thing from the night before with the Steve Harvey thing. It's just so racist though. That's how they do truth sometimes. You just gotta do a little Steve Harvey thing, and like I knew it was gonna come. That come sooner or later. It was like the night before, and they want to do it, which I even know everybody blew up over it that badly. Like yeah, he messed up, but then we just gotta use truth with this. And then Nikki Bella came out to get the award, which pretty much like a see-through like fishnet dress, and she's talking about women's empowerment. I'm doing this for all the little girls out here that bought a ticket. You've done nothing. You've done nothing in this company to win any award. You look like you was about to go to the strip club. That's what she looked like she was about to do. I swear to God, she dressed like she was coming out for the strip club. Yeah. Jesus, it was bad. It was bad. My God. I knew 2 segments, that's another segment that's bad. The fact that Nikki Bella won the award, which we just know they were going to give it to her anyways. But then what diva has done anything around here, man? This was NXT Bayley. This was NXT Sasha Banks, also probably one of the best matches of the year against Bayley at NXT Brooklyn. And my God, it was just horrible. You can't even tell people say is her dress even PG, and she was about to dress. She was dressed as a stripper, damn. That's what she was dressed as. And the truth segment was just more horrible. Because they want to do little Steve Harvey jabs. But screw that segment. Nikki Bella deserves no Slammy. We know she's not no Diva of the Year or whatever. It's just, who cares? Alright? Who really cares? Rusev went against Neville. Finish was weird because Neville jumped off the top rope and Rusev just kicked him in oddly. And then hit the accolade, and Miz was out there to watch. As Miz came out there to show that this is awesome award. From Brock Lesnar destroying Car, Orton hitting RKOs out of nowhere. The Divas horrible resolution. What awesome. They wasted those NXT talents, by the way. The Shield kind of come back doing the powerbomb. And The Rock and Ronda Rousey going against the Authority, which The Rock and Ronda Rousey won. But once again, they never show up. Nobody shows up to get the award. No one. That's how bad this show is. It's just that bad. And the fact that nobody even shows up to get an award, but only, Seth Rollins? And he's not an active competitor right now. Becky Lynch went against Brie Bella. Lynch won. Ric Flair came out. The top match of the year. And my opinion of match of the year should have just went to Brock Lesnar versus John Cena versus Seth Rollins at the Royal Rumble. Then there's other nominations from Kevin Owens versus Cena Elimination Chamber. Sting versus Triple H at WrestleMania. Wow, the burial of Sting. That's a joke of a match. Reigns versus Ziggler versus Owens versus Del Rio on Raw. Lesnar versus Undertaker at Hell in a Cell. Which Lesnar and Undertaker got. Which, once again, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Brock Lesnar's not there. So Paul Heyman gets it on behalf. Which we know Brock Lesnar lives in Minneapolis. But Brock Lesnar wouldn't even waste his time on this show of how horrible it is. He has no desire to get the award, anything. But he's still the conqueror. He respected the Undertaker for even picking a fight with him. But he talked about his accomplishments also, and ended it from there. I don't know. I think crowd even really thought Brock was going to show up once his music hit, and he does live there, but does he really have any regret for showing up? Not really. Cage match then. Since the League of Nations Job Squad beat up the Usos, Dean Ambrose went against Sheamus, which pretty much they kept beating up Sheamus from the beginning. Ambrose from the beginning and taking him out. Pretty much Ambrose landed on his head and probably had to get like staples in his head then. And then Roman Reigns in the magic chair coming out to help, pretty much throwing a chair in the ring and landed sitting up. But I guess they wanted to end the show on a good note, and pretty much Dean Ambrose won, even though the finish didn't make any sense as Sheamus and Ambrose hung off the cage, kept punching each other, even though one of them could have just dropped. And then when Sheamus got the cage, he got speared. And then pretty much Tom Phillips talked to Stephanie McMahon, which Stephanie McMahon, my God, this is so stupid. All she did was slap him and slapped him to the ground, and then he acted like he was all beat up then, which was retarded. Like he was kicked in the nuts or something, but he wasn't. But this show was horrible. Who cares for the Slammies? Another horrible, horrible, horrible edition of Raw. If it ain't people showing up for the Slammy, except the one man that's not even part of the active roster, but is hurt right now, shows up, but everybody else couldn't, barely. So, that's my Raw review. I'm out here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.